Another question here, Jim, sent to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com from Oliver in Ireland. Hi, Jim and Brian. Why do you guys hate Hogan? Just wondering. I mean, I know he exaggerates stories, but he was a massive star in the business. He crossed over to the mainstream and loves the business. Why do you guys never give him the credit he deserves?
We don't hate Hulk Hogan. If he was in the street in front of me and I was driving, I would hit my brakes. I wouldn't just run him down. And we think precisely because, I don't mean to speak for you, Brian, but tell me what you think. Precisely because he was such a big star, there's no reason to lie about that shit. And if you're going to lie, make them entertaining stories that people could actually buy into and kind of be, entertained by, instead of just blatantly lying and making shit up that's only funny because it's obviously not true on the surface of it. Did I say that correctly, Brian?
Yeah, and I think if Oliver's a regular listener, I mean, we just did a segment about wrestlers with cultural impact. We don't deny what Hulk Hogan meant to the business, what he meant to the WWF's national expansion, his star magnitude in the history of wrestling. But there's also the guy who says all sorts of...
He's just an insufferable bullshit artist.
He's a complete bullshit artist. And possibly a racist, but definitely a complete bullshit artist. So
that's it. I mean, you can tell the truth when you've got to his level. You can tell the truth and there's still good stories. You don't have to make shit up. No, he was never going to be in Metallica. And no, he wasn't going to be the fucking George Foreman grill. And no, he wasn't going to be the goddamn guy that worked twice every day for 400 days in a row because he was flying backwards in time from Japan and whatever the fuck else.
Someone has to make a biopic of just his lies.
And Muhammad Ali's daughter saved him from committing suicide.
Which was news to her.
Which was news to her when people thanked her for it. So I did? Okay. I don't remember what?
I can't wait till he gets them all confused. Oh, I was going to do the George Foreman grill, but I blew up my back body slamming Andre the Giant before the Silverdome fell down on top of me.
But thank God George Foreman called me and kept me from killing myself. And then I fucking burnt myself on the Layla Ali grill.
Well, Jim, perhaps one of these people that Hulk Hogan talks about, that he makes up stories about, usually they're made up about himself, to be quite honest with you. It's just he involves other people in these stories, whether they know it or not. Maybe he's going to say something about the wrong person, put them in a place they weren't, in a situation they were never in, talking to him, which they probably wouldn't do, and maybe they'll want to sue.
And maybe they will want to sue because maybe they will not want to be known as the person that kept Hulk Hogan from killing himself.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, maybe they don't want to be known that way. Maybe they weren't even there, and it was Owen. But regardless, it wasn't even there. It was Owen that saved me. But regardless, if you want to sue somebody for doing something somewhere at some time to you or somebody else, well, we know the right person to call.
Call Stephen P. News. If you need to sue. An outlaw mud show or two. Those are the rest.
Brian, you tried here recently on the program to make people think that Stephen P. New was out and about, running around, doing debauchery things, and
I did not.
Conducting himself.
No, I did not. You did
I
that.
mentioned that Stephen P. New is one of the foremost philanderers in West Virginia.
Yes,
he is always giving money to charitable causes. He's very philanthropic. Or is it a philatelist? He's what is
philanthropist.
Philanthropist. Yes,
he's
whether he's
philanthropy.
He's full of philandering or philanthroping, or whether he's philandering or philanthroping, he's always doing good for people. He supports young people and their activities in sports and the arts. He's supports feeding hungry people. The Feeding America program, he's big. It got me into that. I send money every month. He also supports the fine arts over there in West Virginia, and boy, they're hard to find in West Virginia, those fine arts. And some people still have to be taught in West Virginia how to blow on one of those moonshine jugs to get a tune out of it. But he supports that, and also he goes to court for the needy and the people who need compensation and justice, and he brings that to them forthwith and post-haste through newlawoffice.com, 888-692-8084. That's the number to call. That's the place to go if you need help with any legal entanglement that you find yourself in, or if you have been wronged and need to get justice. He's the man to lead you there. newlawoffice.com, 888-692-8084. The legendary, the infamous, philandering philanthropist, Stephen P. New.
He's a philanthropist, that's right, not a philanderer, but let's get going with some other questions.
Or a
here.
philatelist. He practices philately. Look that one up, kids.